Have you ever been watching an anime and thought, hey, I own that film camera? No? Well, tough. I can't enjoy anything in life without also relating it to photography, especially film photography. So today, I'm going to cut through a few animes I've watched recently and the film cameras you find in them. I've recently been binge watching Sailor Moon with my flatmates and I'm absolutely in love with it, and sure enough there was eventually going to be an episode with film cameras in it. Being an anime from the late 90s, the film cameras you are going to see are mainly going to be probably plastic bodied SLRs, mainly film cameras at the end of their generation, right before we turned into digital cameras. Sure enough, episode 9, Becoming an Idol, Minako's ambition follows a photographer tasked with taking images of these guys who are totally not plot relevant. Anytime her camera does appear, the logo is intentionally blacked out, which is annoying, but it clearly is a SLR. I really like it when animes make their kind of own knockoff camera brands like Nikon and Fujifilm. Like I said, this camera is definitely an SLR. We see her using a telephoto lens earlier on in the episode to capture some faraway shots and then later change it to a more wide-angle lens in the studio. While we're also talking about the studio, God, it is beautiful. The studio lights, her changing the lens, her film. There's this one scene where she takes a candid close-up image of one of the guys and he gets mad and rips the film out of the camera. God, it hurts to see. There's also a scene earlier in the episode where Sailor Moon herself has a nice little cute pink camera. This shit's unbranded and is so generic looking, which pretty much gives me no chance of even being able to identify it. I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's the Pentax Q10 Neon Genesis Evangelion branded digital camera released in 2012. And that's a perfect segue to our next anime. Neon Genesis Evangelion is easily one of my favourite animes, and for a series set in 2015, made in the 90s, whenever we see cameras, they're not that cool. In fact, we rarely even see cameras at all. Episode 9, Both of You Dance Like You Want to Win, opens with Toji and Kensuke? Is it Kensuke? Fuck. How the fuck do you say that? The episode opens with Toji and Kensuke sending images of their new classmate Asuka, which is really weird. While we don't see the specific camera used, it's easy to say it's probably an SLR. It's definitely something with a telephoto lens getting these kind of stalkerish shots of Asuka and her classmates. Yikes. Let's go wild and say it's the same camera used in Rear Window by Alfred Hitchcock. Anyway, I actually don't care about the camera used in this scene. I care more about the film negatives. The absolute fucking detail they put into animating this 4-second scene. Oh my god. You can see the sun and the clouds reflecting through the negatives. Oh my god, and the fucking negatives even have technical information. They have a technical It was a 4-second scene. Best 4 seconds of my life. Also, while technically not a film camera, I feel like I kind of have to mention it. Kensuke owns a camcorder and it's pretty much like the big thing about him, he's always filming. This is clearly just meant to be a kind of retro camcorder, probably like a Sony Handycam, but the big difference here is, because it's set in 2015, they don't use tapes anymore, they use disc cassettes. The Wind Rises is a Studio Ghibli film about planes and World War II. That's a really bad summary of the movie, but trust me, it is an amazing watch. We're greeted with this scene where plane enthusiast Giovanni Caproni, I want to say, is filming a flight takeoff of one of his planes he's made, and the plane kind of crumbles into pieces and Caproni gets mad and rips the film out of camera. This is clearly a 16mm camera. I'm not very good at my motion picture camera knowledge, to be honest. I've shot a Bolex H16 and it has the same kind of tri-lens mount like this camera does, but they don't look exactly the same. I did a quick search online and I didn't really find anyone stupid enough to be talking about a camera that appeared for about 10 seconds in a 2-hour movie. I reckon whoever was animating this was just kind of told to make a generic 16mm camera. You know, you've got the box, you've got a massive film sprocket things at the top, you've got a free lens mount and the viewfinder. It's a very generic camera. But damn, it fucking hurts to watch that much film ripped out of a camera like that. Jesus Christ. This movie is definitely a 10 out of 10 watch though. If you haven't seen it, you've got to watch it. It's so good. I love The Wind Rises. I know I've already talked about Sailor Moon, but I've been watching it a lot, and surprisingly film cameras appear twice. Yes! I actually have to talk about this one because it's about a TLR, and I love TLRs. In the opening of the movie, we see a montage of the Sailor Guardians kind of growing up and all having little like photos taken of them as it goes. This is where we see Rei posing for a photo in front of a TLR. The camera body in the anime says something like Mania C123, I think. I can't really read it. But the moment I saw the camera, I literally screamed, is that the Mamiya C330? Oh my god. It could be a different model, to be fair. I'm not very well versed in my Mamiya TLRs. But the camera does have this very distinctive kind of notch at the bottom, which the Mamiya C330 also has. I'm just so happy that a TLR was mentioned in an anime, and first medium format camera on the list. That's great. There is one complaint I have to make though. The image it produces isn't in square format. I'm assuming for cost reasons they got all the images printed in a 6x4 format. This was just a list of a few animes I've watched recently and when film cameras appear in them. I'm sure there are hundreds of more examples that I haven't even touched yet. So if you have any recommendations or corrections of anything I've said, definitely leave them in the comments below. If you liked the video, definitely like and subscribe because there's definitely more to come. As always, thanks for watching, and Matt out.